everybody. Welcome to you all. We thought we would get a sneaky little video in before the end of the year to do two things. One is to have a bit of fun for the end of the year. So we're going to play a little game and hopefully pass on some useful information to you out there. And the third is to launch our YouTube channel. We now have 3 videos, as this is video number 3. So it's now populated with content. And so please go have a look, like and subscribe. So what we're going to do is, we said we were going to choose 3 predictions. So make 3 predictions each for the healthcare industry for next year, for 2023. And we're going to go through them and think what it is. If your prediction comes true, the other 2 need to put in, what should we make it an interesting amount? So $100 per each per prediction that comes true.
We could, but I'm not quite sure how you're going to measure.
Well, when it happens, then you put the money in the jar.
All right, okay.
So who didn't have NHI?
I didn't.
You don't have an NHI prediction?
No.
This is a healthcare talk, yeah? Okay.
Irene,
you've clearly got an NHI prediction, yes?
I do.
Okay, cool. So should we, I thought it'd be all 3 of us, but so we leave that one to the end, yeah?
Yep.
I think,
yep.
Okay, cool. Cool. Irene, you want to go first? What's your first call that isn't NHI?
Okay. Well, the first prediction that I've got is that the Conduct of Financial Institutions Bill will hopefully be enacted next year. It has been on the cards for a number of years. Yep. The implications for that would be quite big potentially for medical scheme administrators.
For everyone.
And managed care. Medical schemes are financial products. It's going to replace the FASE Act.
It's everyone. It's brokers, it's schemes, it's administrators, it's potentially the CMS itself.
Yes.
It's such a huge bill. Big call. Great, so we got Kofi in the can. What you got, Brown?
So I guess mine are a little less predictive.
Well, that was the point.
I know, but more about the trends that we can see coming to the fore next year.
And what and predict something from that, yes?
Well, yes.
Okay. So your number one prediction from the trends that you have is?
So I think there is going to be a huge focus on the localization of pharmaceutical production. I think we've seen this coming over the last couple of years since COVID.
Localization of pharmaceutical production.
Yes.
No one saw that coming. Nobody saw that coming. I can guarantee you.
I think I think the COVID pandemic showed us how reliant we are on international medicine manufacture, and that we have very little capacity in South Africa and in Africa to do it. And at the moment, South Africa does not actually manufacture any medicines from scratch. We mainly import our APIs.
Okay, wait. So how do we enumerate this? How do I get you to pay your $100?
You can't.
Or
that's
how do
what
we?
I'm saying.
But when you say that something is localized, we already make medicines here.
I think what we will see is concrete partnerships between government and between manufacturers to start to put in place this capacity within South Africa, and hopefully looking at a regional hub. So not just a South African market, but a SADC market. And I think we'll.
So we're talking about a new manufacturer.
Not necessarily. Probably existing manufacturers in partnership with government.
I'm quite happy with this. Neither you or I are paying any money on this.
Correct.
Why is this a thing?
It is a thing because we ran out of certain medicines during the pandemic, when we were unable to access them from overseas. And not only is it to do with access to medicines, but it also has a huge economic impact on South Africa. And I think it's been talked about a lot, and I think now is the time, 2023 is a year, that something happens in international.
If anybody has ideas on how we can get Catherine to pay for this, put them in there. My second one is, surprisingly, I don't think we're going to see any scheme fail next year. despite what we've seen and what I've said over the last month or so. But I do think schemes are going to have a very, very bad year. Any of those that I think are on the radar for failure probably have enough money to carry them over for at least another year. So I think next year is fine. It doesn't mean that they will not disappear. They may be merged into other schemes. I think we're going to see quite a bit of consolidation. I would actually hope to see a lot of consolidation, but I do think we'll probably be 3 schemes less at least next year than we would be. There's a few things that change or may change the outlook for schemes. One is obviously LCBOs. I'm not making a prediction that that'll happen in the next year. And so if the BHF wins its court case, which it may, I don't think it means that it's now immediate switch on. We'll probably have to wait for the next benefit year, which still puts us into 2024. So things may look up in 2024 if that does happen, but I don't think so. I'm going to call it no LCBOs for 2023, unfortunately. Yeah.
Point of clarification, we've got 2 predictions there, 3.
No. So basically, I will say, call it on the scheme mergers. If there are at least 3, we're 3 schemes less. Right, Irene, number 2.
Okay. Number 2, based on your prediction with schemes having a challenging time with financial soundness, lack of regulation from CMS, that there is a call that schemes become more active, more collaborative, and more effective to be able to deliver more affordable products. And how do we measure it? That is a challenge. But we need to see how better schemes are doing in collaborating and in improving their offering to become more affordable, because we know they can.
Without regulatory change.
Without regulatory change.
So let me say, cheaper options without an LCBO.
Yes.
Okay, so we will scour this time next year.
Yes.
We will scour the industry and look at all the benefit options, or someone will, and see if anything has improved without an LCBO.
Even I do believe the bigger schemes can do a lot better than what they're currently.
Right, Brown, what you got?
Okay, so mine again is perhaps slightly off the wall. I think we are going to see a significant increase in care at home models.
Ooh.
Yep. So I think we...
Have you cheated here? Because we know that's going to happen.
Is it?
Well, there is a large scheme out there that have launched their care at home package.
But I think that it's going to expand beyond that. And
okay, so more than one scheme.
I think more than one scheme, definitely, and definitely an increase in the number of patients being treated at home.
My one is actually along the same lines. So I said, I was thinking more acute type care, but that utilization will absolutely be aggressively driven to higher levels of efficiency. So we've seen, and we know that we've seen the drive for the use of day hospitals as opposed to even acute hospitals in a day setting. I expect to see the increase in admissions for places like day hospitals kind of aggressively accelerate now, and not just be driven by one scheme. I think a lot of schemes are going to be pushing it. And a scheme that doesn't start to adopt it or start to do it is going to struggle. Even the good schemes are struggling. This is really kind of trying to make sure that they keep their heads above water. So if one more scheme adopts an aggressive day hospital stance, great. And if we see increased admissions for subacute, and so I'm putting myself in jeopardy there by putting 2 in, but I would like to see it, and therefore I think it should.
Right. So again, I don't know how we're going to calculate a prediction on this. But I think it's something that's affecting both the public sector, the private sector, and the corporate world equally, and that is the increase in the demand for mental health care. And I also think employers and the corporates are becoming more aware of it, because as the instances of mental health increase, be it anxiety or depression or more severe, so your productivity decreases. So I'm just hoping that companies will take on some responsibility and improve their wellness programs to treat not only hypertension or, prick of the finger and get your blood statistics, but also look at mental health as part of a person's health in the workspace.
Yeah, great one there, Brian, because we have no way to measure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can find some sort of measure. Yeah. I mean, we've seen it already. In fact, we did see it in our review of the CMS report that we did. It was a bit up and down, but certainly post-COVID, we're seeing increased admissions and increased cases specifically for mental health. It may be one way to measure it.
Or we could look at the wellness programs for corporates and how they're incorporating mental health, if at all, into those.
I guess we're both making a call on NHI. I don't know if our calls are the same. What's your call?
Well, my call is we're going to hear a lot more rhetoric. We're going to see the NHI bill going through Parliament at some stage. Obviously next year. We know it's been postponed to next year. What changes we will see in that bill is going to be interesting. I don't think they're going to be groundbreaking, but actually for the implementation of NHI, I would not hold my breath for now.
And when we say implementation of NHI, what are we talking about? So,
exactly. In any form of NHI being implemented.
When they take money from us for it,
yes,
right? That's implementation, right?
Implementation.
Okay, cool. So
and
that's
for whatever basket of services.
Yes,
that
then we actually
money
know
will
what the hell it's
provide.
for. Yeah. I agree
Rhetoric.
I agree on half of that. So
Thank you.
I do think I think the bill will come out.
Yep.
I think it'll come out within the first 6 months of next year. I think that's safe.
Yeah.
How it'll come out,
Yeah.
I don't know. It can't. You would hope it doesn't come out the same way it went in. It was broken completely to begin with, and if it does come out unchanged or largely unchanged, well, then it's lip service. To say we passed the bill, well done. It's just going to get tied up in courts from here until 2030.
Yeah.
And you can expect the press to just go nuts. You can expect opposition parties to just, regardless of what's in it, just purely by the fact that it is there, they're just going to do it. I hope to God most people know not to pay attention to any of it. There was a serious lack of rationality when the bill initially came out. Yeah, wait for the regulations before everybody has a meltdown, right? Because the bill itself is just going to be a fat vacuous document. The devil's in the detail, and
Treasury
Yes.
must come to the party
Exactly.
as well with that.
or not. In which case, it's make a call one way or the other. But it's going to be interesting. Cool, guys. So we've laid some stuff down. And we're happy to hold ourselves to it. We'll do this same time next year, and hopefully there's enough cash in that bottle to to pay for at least one of our rounds. But guys, please comment and tell us what you think, and happy to debate, engage, and if at any time you do want to chat about things properly, please get hold of us. Contact details also in the description. Right?
Yep.
Have a good holiday, a great new year, and we'll see you on the other side.